Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I'm going to show you in this video how you can calculate your CRS because that is the main thing when you're applying for Canadian immigration. And this is how CRS calculator. Alright, so the first link is the official link. And when we open that link, it will take us to the CRS tool, okay, that is for skilled immigrants for express entry. Now, this video is created using a mobile phone, and you can use this tool on your mobile phone and you can check whether you're eligible, whether you have enough CRS points for Canadian immigration or not. And this video will be made in a way that a complete beginner can understand what this video is about and how can he or she check his anticipated profile. Okay, so the first off thing is that CRS means comprehensive ranking system. This is basically a point based system that is used by express entry. Okay, now you need to use this tool if you're eligible for at least one express entry program. So for eligibility, I have made another video and you can watch that video. But if your age is below 33, if you have master's equivalency, if you have good enough IELTS score, then you are eligible, my friend, in most cases. Okay, if you have not filled an express entry profile but you'd like to see what your future score is going to look like, then you should use this tool. And if you want to see if a change to your profile will affect your CRS score or not, for example, if you have your express entry profile and you want to retake your IELTS or increase your education level, and you can check, you can compare that if your points are going to increase for express entry or not. And express entry is something that is basically what Canadian immigration is following for a computer application. Okay, the first question is, are you married or not? So basically these are simple options. I wouldn't go into the details. So if you're married, is your spouse or common law partner a citizen of Canada or a PR holder of Canada? So if the answer is yes, then you will click yes, but I'm going to click no. Okay. Next question. Will your spouse come with you to Canada? Okay. So we're gonna check yes, that your spouse wants to come with you to Canada. Okay. So that's the point of being married, right? Now they are asking about your age. And for example, if you are 31 years and 6 months, then your age is not 32 years. If you are 31 years 11 months, your age is not 32 years of age. But because your IELTS can take up to 1 or 2 months, okay, and your ECA report can take up to 5 months. So you should also calculate that estimated timeline, and you should check the age bracket that is going to be after completing your IELTS and ECA, because that is the basic requirement. Now, what is your level of education? Okay, level of education is basically the highest points are for PhD, and the second highest point, which most people can get, if you have an MBA or an MSc or like a strong degree, then you can get master's equivalency from Canada, even if you studied from Pakistan or India. So that is master's degree, that is the education level. Okay, and that will be also for Canadian degree, diploma or certificate, but you wouldn't need an educational credential assessment, that is ECA, for Canadian degree. But foreign education, if you studied from your home country, then you would need an ECA, okay, so that Canada evaluates your degree. Now the fourth B question is, have you earned a Canadian degree? If you have, then you can select yes, but I'm going to consider no. Okay, official languages, Canada's official languages are English and French. So if you have attempted IELTS or TEF, that is French language test, then you're going to select yes. And we're going to see that you have an IELTS for English. Okay, IELTS and CELPIP are for English. TEF is for French speaking. Okay, now we're going to select CLB 10. Okay, that is the highest Canadian language benchmark for IELTS. We're selecting 8.5 in listening, 8 in reading, and 7.5 in speaking and writing. That is CLB 10. Okay, if you cannot score this score, And if you score 7 in writing, then that will only affect your CRS by 3 points. So I'm going to leave it here as a mission, as an ideal, that this is something you should aim for. Okay, if you have TEF or TCF, that is French language test, then it is going to be amazing for your CRS. And if you cannot improve your CRS, then this is what you should be thinking about. Okay, but for now I have written not applicable. Work experience. Now they want to know about your work experience, and listen to this. The work experience should be either managerial jobs or professional jobs or technical jobs and skilled trades. Okay, now there are three levels of Noc codes. If your Noc code is C or D, then mate, you're not eligible for express entry. Okay, so you need to figure out your Noc the code. If it is a weird Noc, if it is a professional job or managerial job, then obviously you are eligible. Okay, so yeah, the first question is about the Canadian work experience. Okay, so if you have Canadian work experience, then that is great, but otherwise you will write none or less than a year. Now they're asking about your foreign work experience in the last 10 years. Okay, so in the recent 10 years, let's say your score is 3 years or more, that is the highest level. Okay, because if you have 1 or 2 years, then your CRS is going to be impacted in a bad manner. Now we're coming towards the end of CRS calculation. Okay, seventh question is, do you have a certificate of qualification from a Canadian province? A subscriber asked me that if he can attain this certificate of qualification from outside of Canada, from a province or from a federal body, will it affect its CRS? So I told him that people usually have to go to the province or territory to be assessed. Okay, and they may also need experience and training from an employer in Canada. So this is basically may and usually. Okay, so there are some exceptions which I don't know about, and it only depends on what kind of regulation or what kind of certificate of qualification are you going after. So if you know any of these, then you let me know that in the comment section below. So we're going to select no, because for this you have to go to Canada. So if you are in Canada, then you can get these certificates of qualification. From outside you cannot do that. That is my point of view. Now the additional points are for LMIA, that is a job offer supported by labor market assessment. Well, even if you have a labor market assessment, which is very hard to get, the job offer must be full time in skill level 0, A or B. Okay, and it has to be supported by LMIA, or it can be exempt from needing an LMIA, which is, there are few Nocs that are exempt from needing an LMIA, but you still need a valid job offer. Okay, and it should be for 1 year from the time you become a permanent resident. A job offer is not valid if your employer is in the list of ineligible employers, and I have made a video on that, how to get an LMIA. So you must watch that video if you want to know more about it. And then another subscriber asked me that if the primary applicant does not have the job offer, can we get spousal job offer CRS points? Then I told him that no, you can't do that. Okay, so we're going to select no. That is straightforward. Do you have a PNP nomination? I made many videos on PNP nomination, so you have to watch those videos. Do you have, now that is important, that if you have a brother or sister living in Canada, then it is going to give you a huge edge. Okay, now the highest level of qualification, your spouse. Now these are the spousal questions. First 10 questions were about the primary applicant, and now we're going to talk about the spouse. Okay, so spouse should have a master's degree or bachelor's degree. It will give you more CRS point. You need to get that ECA done. Okay, many people want to save that money, but trust me, this is very little money when it compares to the chances of increasing your opportunity for going to Canada on an express entry. Now they're asking about the Canadian experience of your spouse, your husband or your wife. Okay, and then they're asking about if your spouse, no, yeah, another point, if your spouse has work experience from outside of Canada, you cannot claim CRS points for that. The next question asks about your wife or your husband's Ielts result. Now we're going to select The second lowest, that is CLB 9. Okay, CLB 9 for the spouse IELTS result, that is 8 in listening and 777 in reading, writing, and speaking. 8,777. Now we click on calculate your score. Now here you can see the total number of express entry is 1200. Okay, so you get basically points out of 1200. And that is the summary of human capital factors, the spouse factors, transferability factors, additional points, and your total is 474, which is a fighting score for federal skilled worker. Now, mind you, the most important thing in this video is that I selected the age of 31. Okay, so if you are below 30, then your points will be huge, because that is when you get the maximum points if you're below 30. Okay, and as I said, 29 years 6 months is below 30. Okay, now you're 29 years old and check what your score is. That is 484, which is huge. You see there is a difference of 10 points. Now, 29 years of age, you get maximum points for age. The day you turn 30, you lose 5 points due to age. And the day you turn 31, you lose 10 points due to age. And then 15, 20, 30. So for every birthday, you lose 5 points unless you're already selected in the express entry pool, because your age is locked on receiving an ITA, and the IELTS is locked on at AOR, that is submitting an application after receiving an ITA. Okay, so this was the CRS tool, and I hope I made everything clear so that even a beginner who does not know anything about Canadian immigration can understand this video and can calculate their CRS score by watching this video. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I hope that you score enough points, because the cutoff of these draws is increasing day by day, and you never know when FSW is going to resume, when these things are going to happen. So you need to have maximum CRS in your pocket. This is Ali Iftikhar, and I'm signing off.